What's going on? My name is FreeRunnerX10 and welcome to a brand new Battlefield 5 video. So in today's video I thought I'd talk about some of the biggest news regarding Battlefield 5's launch that was announced yesterday. Battlefield 5 was sort of set to launch on October the 19th, 2018. That was for the standard edition when basically everybody could buy Battlefield 5 and play it on that day. That was October the 19th, 2018. But DICE and EA have made the decision to push the launch date back by a month. And now the new launch date for the standard edition of Battlefield 5 is now November the 20th, 2018. However, if you buy the deluxe edition for Battlefield 5, you'll get early access as early as November the 16th. And if you have Origin access, you can actually play Battlefield 5 on November the 9th. So there's a lot of options to choose from if you want to try and play Battlefield 5 as early as possible. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Origin access. I prefer to own all my games, so I probably might be pre-ordering the deluxe edition depending on how the beta goes in the next couple of days. But we're going to be talking about some of the news regarding obviously this pushback of the launch date, and then also taking a look at some of the worries that I sort of have for Battlefield 5 regarding the sort of game as a live service platform that they're going to be using to basically keep Battlefield alive. So let's take a look at the article that was posted on the Battlefield 5 website titled An Update on Battlefield 5. Today we're announcing that Battlefield 5 will have a new launch date, November the 20th, 2018. I wanted to give you a little bit of insight into how we arrived at this new date. Over the summer, we've had tens of thousands of players get their hands on the game during our closed alphas and at E3 and Gamescom, where we were honoured to receive the awards for Best Multiplayer Game at both shows. You have told us that you are seeing an increased focus on squad play come through. You are also feeling the difference in our revamped player movement, and we are getting a lot of positive feedback for our improved weapons handling. You've also spurred us to make some meaningful improvements to the core gameplay experience, including adjusting the gameplay tempo, improving soldier visibility, and reducing player friction. You'll see a lot of these reflected in our open beta that starts on September the 6th. We believe we have one of the best Battlefield games ever on our hands, a game that will deliver on an emotional journey through the return of unseen single-player war stories, a deep multiplayer experience, battle royale, along with our new live service, Tides of War, a journey across multiple theaters of World War II, and designed to keep our community together. With the open beta just around the corner, we are excited about the millions of you who will join us and experience the game, and we will fully expect to see even more feedback coming our way. And that's why we're moving our launch date. We're going to take the time to continue to make some final adjustments to the core gameplay and to ensure we really deliver on the potential of Tides of War. We know moving the launch date means that we will have to wait a little longer, but we're going to take our time to make sure we get it right. Thank you for your continued passion and support. We can't wait to see you on the battlefield in just a few days. So what do I think about this decision from EA and DICE to basically postpone the launch of the game by a month? Well, I think it's a good decision. There's a lot of factors that have come to basically make this decision a reality, and a lot of those factors are very, very bad, but I think this decision is the right decision. A lot of people will probably complain at this decision, meaning that they have to wait an extra month to get their hands on Battlefield 5, but what you have with game developers is a problem where they'll launch unfinished games, and if they are taking their time, a month of their time to basically finish and polish up the game and make sure the core experience is absolutely fantastic, then I see no problem with it. Now, what this means for the open beta is that feedback and constructive criticism that they get from the open beta can actually have a chance to be implemented into the game so that it is there from launch and that they don't have to do it post-launch. Usually when you see a multiplayer beta, that multiplayer beta is basically just a glorified demo. It's a multiplayer demo. You try out the multiplayer, you see if you like it, and then you decide whether you want to buy the game. And the feedback that they actually get from that multiplayer beta, they don't have the time to implement that into the game, because usually the multiplayer betas are just around the corner from launch, because of course they're a glorified demo in order to get people interested in the game. So yeah, I definitely think that this is a great idea for pushing it back. Another reason why they could actually be pushing the game back is because the Battlefield 5 is sandwiched between Red Dead Redemption 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, those are two big games that are coming out this year. Call of Duty obviously is a big, long-lasting franchise and tends to do really, really well, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is a sequel to Red Dead Redemption Redemption, and it's a game by Rockstar Games, and their games do very, very well. Now, I know that Battlefield games have actually launched in between Call of Duty and actual Rockstar games before and have done decently well, but I think that they are taking this precaution because of how Battlefield 5 has been marketed, and in my personal opinion, it has been marketed terribly. The worldwide reveal for Battlefield 5 was absolutely terrible. It basically said nothing about the game. If you are a hardcore Battlefield fan and you watched that reveal, then you probably understood what was happening. You could see some of the new mechanics, but if you are a casual player or somebody that doesn't follow Battlefield too much, but you do occasionally play a Battlefield game, then you probably have no idea what those reveals were about, what was in those cinematic trailer gameplay footage things. They were quite awful. I'd rather see actual just raw gameplay. That's something that they need to focus on when marketing their game more. Actual physical gameplay, no cinematic trailers mixed with actual gameplay mechanics. I think that's an awful way to promote your game. And to top that off, a majority of the information that they could have actually revealed at that event, they basically gave to content creators, game changers, YouTubers, and basically the majority of the information that you have to find out about the next Battlefield game, what mechanics are new, what they've changed, how they're improving from Battlefield 1, you have to go to YouTubers. And while that is an okay thing for me to do, to go to watch someone else's content like Westies, like Jack Frags, or any other Battlefield YouTuber who has made a video on a certain mechanic or topic, it is not good for the casual audience. They want to get the information direct, and that means from the Battlefield devs themselves through the Battlefield social media. So they need to basically up the advertising that they are doing for Battlefield because they have done a terrible job. Now, they actually released a really good trailer at Gamescom and then took 2 steps back by releasing a trailer on the Platoon system, which showed some of the footage that angered a load of people with the original reveal trailer. And I think that they are very, very bad this time around at marketing the game. So much so that a lot of people have lost faith in Battlefield 5 and they think that Battlefield 5 is going to be dead on arrival. It seems like there are a vocal minority that are upset with how Battlefield 5 is being marketed and some of the choices that DICE and EA have made regarding the game, for example, including a variety of different cosmetic items and women in the game. Trust me, I don't care about women in the game. Who cares? It's a multiplayer shooter. The reason why I play a Battlefield game is because it's a Battlefield game, and the core mechanics of a Battlefield game have to be like a Battlefield game, and if it's not, then it's not a Battlefield game. And that is what would upset me. I don't care if there's women in the game. I don't care if there's a variety of different minorities in the game. It doesn't matter to me. As long as the game is Battlefield, then that's fine. But a lot of people seem upset with that, and I can understand why they're upset, but it just seems very stupid for me to be able to understand why they're upset, because they want historical accuracy from a Battlefield game, which is laughable in its own sense. But enough of that, let's just talk more about why they have pushed this back. So I hope from now till launch they actually ramp up the advertising they are doing for the game. They make some informative videos about some of the mechanics in the game, breaking down some of the new changes, and basically, if they have to, get YouTubers involved, but make sure that this content is on the Battlefield official channels, on their Facebook, their Twitter, maybe live streams through YouTube videos, because that's what they did with other Battlefield games. They broke down the Frostbite engine, some of the cool mechanics that were in the game, but they haven't done this for Battlefield 5. If you want to know about the mechanics and the changes, you definitely have to go watch a YouTuber like Westy, like Jack Frags, many other YouTubers who make Battlefield content just to understand some of the changes, which is terrible marketing. And I hope they definitely step this up, because this looks like it could be one of the best Battlefield games to date. And that is just from the closed alpha that I played. I played the second test for the closed alpha 2, and while there were problems with the closed alpha for me personally, with it not being smooth, the animations being a little bit half-assed and not complete and not working as intended, I could see that the core gameplay was pretty good, and that if they improved it and bettered it, that it would be fantastic. And that is hopefully what we're going to see from the open beta. Let me know what you think about Battlefield 5's marketing so far, and are you excited for the open beta to try out Battlefield 5 and see whether you actually want to buy Battlefield 5, despite all of the terrible marketing that DICE and EA have done for the game. Now, while I'm certain that they're going to have a really good launch and the core gameplay is going to be absolutely fantastic for Battlefield 5, what I feel is my biggest concern and biggest problem is the fact that Battlefield 5 is a game as a live service. So what that means is the game is not complete and they're going to be adding to that game, but they don't have any sort of legally binding contract to basically keep updating the game. Battlefield 5 could sell 5 copies and they could turn around and say, yeah, actually we're not going to do this game as a live service because it didn't sell really well. So they could cease adding updates to the game that are major content updates because they don't have anything that has been labeled out. There's no roadmap where they say this is what we're going to add to the game and we promise that this is what we're going to add and strive for. There is nothing that exists like that, and EA and DICE don't have a good track record with games as a live service. Take, for example, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That is technically a game as a live service. All the content within that game, the new content, is free if you buy the base game. Now, we all know the big kerfuffle with Star Wars Battlefront 2, the big controversy, the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2's progression system was 1, loot box based, 2, could be used pay to win, and 3, had cards that were definitely in there that were pay to win. And that dented the game's reputation massively, so much so that I am a Star Wars fan and I will never buy that game. I will play the 2015 game that is now complete and has all the content for it, but I will never ever buy Star Wars Battlefront 2. That game, in my eyes, doesn't exist like Battlefield Hardline. So EA and DICE do not have a good track record with games as a live service. And what is Battlefield 5? A game as a live service. So we need some kind of roadmap, and that's what I want to see, some kind of reassurance that this game is going to get updates and new content, that it's going to hopefully be a game that I want to buy and continue to play. So yeah, that's some of my thoughts and opinions about the new launch date for Battlefield 5. So Battlefield 5 is no longer launching on October the 19th, 2018. It's been pushed back an entire month to November the 20th, 2018. That is for the standard edition of Battlefield 5. However, if you get the deluxe edition for Battlefield 5, you can play the game as early as November the 16th, 2018, and if you have access to Origin Access, then you can play Battlefield 5 on November the 9th, 2018. I'm quite excited for the beta. The beta obviously starts on September the 6th for the open beta. And if you actually have access to the closed beta, that starts on the 4th of September 2018. You can preload the beta on the 3rd of September. I'm excited for the beta. I think it's going to be great. We're going to see some of the core mechanics. It's going to be hopefully the deciding factor on whether I buy Battlefield 5 on launch, specifically the deluxe edition, and whether I build a brand new computer just to play Battlefield 5. I'm excited to see the beta, and I hope you are too. Let me know what you think about some of the new news that we have regarding Battlefield 5 in regards to the actual change of the launch date, and whether you're excited about the beta. You know, what are you hoping to get out of playing the open beta that is on September the 6th, 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did in fact enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Unfortunately, if you didn't enjoy this video, there's always a dislike button, and as always, if you'd like to see more content like this or more content by me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video.